What's up everybody, it's your boy Rocksnare, and in today's video, I want to give my thoughts and opinions on the new open beta for the new Square Enix title, Marvel Avengers. I have high hopes and do feel this game has potential to be great, but it isn't there yet, and I'm going to explain why. As everything, this has its pros and cons. The combat feels smooth and solid, and it's everything I was expecting. You know, the different abilities each character has makes them feel unique and play how you think they should. Each character plays how they should. This is the biggest thing that this game has going for it right now. You know, the opening sequence on the bridge that, you know, was shown off a lot, everyone was excited for, and I was excited for. It has moments where the gameplay feels awkward, like when you're flying around as Iron Man, or stiff. I found a lot of the stiffness with like how Thor plays, and you know, calling back the hammer, that all didn't feel as fast or smooth as I was hoping it would. You know, but for the most part, the gameplay and everything does feel how it should, you know, like with Black Widow, who I'm playing with right now. This big staff feels amazing. Kamala Khan and her ability to grow and demolish everything in her path, you know, Hulk with the smash and the thunderclap and throwing things and just pretty much just being the Hulk. And then like Iron Man's flight after the opening sequence, you know, when you're forced to, you know, play the tutorial part in this harm room, it all feels great. It stays, and these abilities and the things that each character possesses stays true to who they are in the character, or like what the characters they are in the comics, and you know, it stays true to their true skill sets. It stays true to how they approach combat and how they approach everything else, and it's really a nice thing. Another pro that I have with this is the cosmetics. Obviously right now I'm rocking a blonde Black Widow. I always thought blonde Black Widow was a fucking awesome look. And, you know, also with like the Kamala Khan, how all her outfits are depicting, how she's just this big fangirl of the Avengers her whole life. And then, you know, Hulk can be like this black phantom thing. Or you can make him look really green, like he was coming straight out of the comics, kind of similar to something they had in Spider-Man with the comic thing. You know, but so like the cosmetics are also really good. So cosmetics, gameplay, and how every character feels, those are probably the biggest things, and that's probably the end of my pros list. My cons list, however, while it's not long, I feel like this is where I hold the biggest concerns, and these things are just too big to be ignored. You know, and right now, one of my biggest concerns is the replayability. You know, this game, I was immersed in this. I was very immersed in this beta for the first few hours, and I had a lot of fun, but after a while, it got stale. I just wasn't having as much fun as I was previously, and that's because there isn't really puzzles in this game. It's kind of just the same old thing, you know. It's the Avengers, 4 different players, a playable character. You're fighting things like robots and dudes, and that's just about it. There's no puzzles, there's nothing challenging about this game, and it doesn't really present much difficulty in any way, shape, or form, even when the harder enemies, whether it be in this harm room or, you know, towards the end of a mission. The areas are also very easy to navigate. There's not much to explore, and it's a lot more linear than I was hoping it would be. I was hoping this would be a little bit more open and you could explore things thoroughly and be more in-depth, but instead it has a linear type of style, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it just doesn't help that everything's super linear when it comes to this type of game, because you know, now you can't put puzzles because it's just run in, beat some people up, and get out safely, and that's the mission. Also, the multiplayer and connection issues. Now this is kind of like a nitpicky thing because it's a beta, but it's really hard to join up with friends. I vividly remember trying to join up and run missions with someone on my friends list, and then I had to close and reopen my application like 4 or 5 times before I could successfully join up to their strike team. Now hopefully this is an issue that gets fixed with launch, and like I said, I am probably being a little bit nitpicky here, but the point stands. You need to fix the connection issues, and this is a big thing, especially when I make my next point. I am very concerned the direction this game's trying to go. Like, I don't know if this is trying to be a great story game that just happens to have online multiplayer modes and elements, you know, kind of how Naughty Dog did with like the first Last of Us and Uncharted 4, where like you had a great story, but you could go play online against other people and have these fun PvP and, you know, PvE type experiences. Or if this is trying to be like a Destiny type of thing where you can run solo missions, you can run the solo stories, but a lot of it's online and you have to play with randoms, or you have to, you know, team up with your friends to go get stuff like different loots and everything else. You know, it's just a big concern the direction Square Enix wants to take with this game, because Square Enix can tell an incredible story, and we've seen it time and time again. But can they support a fully developed online virtual world? Like, I'm just concerned that that might not be what's best suited for them. There is definitely potential in this game, and I would love to see this game live up to the hype I had for it, and so many superhero comic book game fans have for it. But honestly, I'm a little, I have my doubts. I do have my doubts, but you know, I do have hope. I do have hope. There's lots of pros, there's lots of cons, and I'm just really just waiting to see what launch day this game looks like. As of right now, this is a game that I'm not copying day one. This is a game I'm gonna wait for it to go on sale and then maybe pick it up. And I don't like that. I was really hyped for this game when it was just announced and we didn't see anything, but the more and more I see and play, the more and more this just isn't a day one cop for me. But I don't know, you'll have to let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you're maining. You know, like and support for more content. Obviously, I'm definitely trying to branch out of just doing Destiny. I want to cover stuff like Marvel Avengers and the superhero games we got coming up with Suicide Squad, and you know, the WB Montreal title that's most likely in progress right now. But yeah, you know, thank you all so much for watching. It means a lot. Check out the Twitch link in the description. I'm live a bunch on Twitch throughout the week, and I have been streaming quite a bit of this beta, and you know, I have, like just yesterday I put in like a 5-6 hour session in this, so I don't know. Make sure you're following everything, make sure you're all caught up in with the shit. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you all.